Hey there, this is Kevin Stewart Builds 250. I'm Kev, and this is stage 10 of Build the Ghostbusters Ecto-1. So hey, yeah, stage 10, more engine parts in this one I think, so it's just going to be the generator and the oil filter. But hey, let's get straight into it. Let's get into stage 10. Okay, so I got the parts for stage 10 laid out. It's kind of the way I do it, and I'll just do it a different way, but I kind of lay it out as it is in the magazine inventory, and then I can go through and make sure that I've got the right parts. They're all, if I need a left-handed one, right left-handed one, you know what I mean. So that's the way I do it anyway. I cross-reference it to the inventory just to make sure I've got all the parts, and as you can see, yeah, I've got them all. I have done a few kind of painting mods for a few of the parts already, so I've obviously already have this out, and I've already painted a few of the parts ready for the build. But they're the parts for stage 10. And yeah, the magazine for, well, it's the same as I say as for the last 3 builds. So I'm just going to have a quick look. Yeah, so that's what I do. I normally cross-reference it to the inventory that you get. And having a look at stage 10, just the instructions. It's the generator and the oil filter. So yeah, it's going to be building up the generator and then building up the oil filter and affixing that to the engine. So yeah, so let's get straight into it. Let's get into the build for stage 10. Okay, so first we need the engine, and then we're going to be affixing the generator support. So we need the generator front bracket and the generator bracket support. And we're going to be fixing that together with an FM screw. FM screws. And usually I can't see any keyway for this. Normally you'd have keyway or something, but you have got kind of a stop there. Just make sure you get it the right way around. Okay, so that part, the wasted part if you like, has got to go facing front. So kind of that way round. Interestingly, these are metal. This is a metal part. A metal screw. FM is a metal screw, obviously. I'll leave that a little bit loose just in case I need to adjust it when it gets when the generator actually gets on. So it is a little bit loose. I can always tighten that up. Still a bit of movement in that. Fully tighten. Okay, and that's then going to go on to the engine, be attached with EP screws, and that's kind of going on. Oh, there, so it's got 2 there, it's going to be going on like that. Okay. Load up the screwdriver. Okay, so I had a bit of trouble getting that one in, so I had to go off camera just for a minute, but that hole there hadn't been, well, I had to get the tweezers in there and push the hole because it hadn't been moulded. So there wasn't a hole there, so I just had to put height from now. Now I believe we're making the generator itself. So generator pulley, so we need the generator body. We've got the end, so we've got an end part. So again, it will have so it will have a key and keyway. You need to match up. Yep, inside there's a keyway. Just kind of match up. And same with that. That's got a keyway and that's matched up. Keys and keyways, quite good. Once you get the orientation right way. Then it's the cylindrical part of the generator pulley outer, and H, through the centre of the generator pulley inner, the B. Right, if you've been discussions on this, it doesn't tell you which way round this goes because it can obviously go one of 2 ways. One way, it will fit nice and flush. So one way it fits nice and flush. That's with the kind of the veins going that way. So it will fit that way, and it looks more like what you see in the actual picture because it's flush. However, it's not that way around. You need to have these kind of moulded parts showing, so when you push it in, it won't go flush. There is a gap. Now that gap's going to be for in a later issue when you have a fan belt type thing. That's going to go, a belt, pulley belt's going to go in that gap. It doesn't quite show that. There is meant to be a little bit of a gap there. It doesn't really show that. Okay. Now that's just going to go into this, the generator body, and then you're going to secure all that together with a DP screw. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to be putting in 3 generator plugs. So we've got the generator plugs, which are these tiny little things, which I have. Once again, I've painted them lightly in silver, and they're just going to go into these holes. Okay, so generator plugs in. And then finally, with an EP screw, we're going to be attached the generator rear bracket, at the end of the generator with an EP screw. So the generator bracket, rear of the generator, an EP screw. We've got a short end. We've obviously got a short part and a long part. It does show in the diagram that the long part gets attached to the generator body. Super tight. So it's got a bit of movement there. I'm going to need to have a little bit of movement, I think. Okay, and now we'll bring the engine back over and the generator mount, because that's going to now be fitted to the generator mounting bracket. Next, fix the generator end to the generator front bracket using an FM screw. It's going to go into the bracket. It's going to fit onto the bracket. Now, as I say, I left that loose anyway, so that's loose. You can just keep that kind of still loose. So a little bit of movement there, so I kind of adjust this to need to. And with an EP screw, we're fitting onto the exhaust manifold. So fitting this generator and its supports. Okay, so I've fitted it, how it's kind of said in the instructions. I haven't really tightened everything up yet. I've left the generator support screw and the fixing bracket screw kind of loose at the moment until everything's on, because there's an issue. I'm not sure if anybody else has had this issue, and that is that when I've got it all kind of tightened up as it says, which can be very difficult to see, I would have thought, but there's actually touching, the generator's touching this last spark plug. You can see that very, yeah, so the generator is actually touching that end spark plug, so getting the HT lead onto that spark plug I think is going to be very, very difficult. You're probably going to have to bend that spark plug up slightly or bend the generator down slightly. That's obviously for another issue, to be fair. The bracket and everything looks correct as it is in the magazine. So I shall look at that, as I say, when we get the HT lead issue, and see if I have to move that generator slightly out or something. So yeah, just a quick update. So kind of the reason there wasn't a gap between the generator body and the spark plug, I discovered when I had a look at another look at the parts, is because the generator end cap there wasn't in line. I'd misaligned the keyway and the key body, so it needs to be in line with the generator plugs at the end there. They need to be in perfect alignment, and when they are, then that twists that background obviously and moves the generator body away from the spark plugs. Now the next thing we're going to be moving into is, well, it says fitting the water pump housing is the first thing, with some GP screws. That's just going to go into this area here. The water pump housing looks like that. And it's just going to match, I would have thought it's just going to match the contours. Going like that. And it can be affixed with GP screws. Actually only shows 3. Oh, of course, yeah. Okay, so there's actually only 3 to start with. Leave the other one. There we go. Clear. That's probably where the oil was going to go. So the first, we're just going to be putting the 3. Okay. 3 GP screws holding that in. And now we're assembling the oil filter itself. Take the engine across. So we've got the oil filter with the long cylinder, the bottom of the oil filter head, the oil filter, inserting that into the, once again you've got keyways like that. And then it's all just going to be held together with a DP screw. That. Okay. So the spare, yeah, it's just going to go with a BP screw, spare water pump housing. And that's going to be going on there. Not saying to put a screw into there yet. So I'm going to leave that without a screw. I'm just fixing it just there with one BP screw. And that is stage 10 completed. The engine's looking pretty cool. So stage 10 complete, yeah, the engine's looking good. The only thing I'm concerned about, as I say, is that generator. It's really close to actually touching that spark plug, so I'll have another look at that and see if I can work out what's going on there. Maybe I've put the bracket on the wrong way around, although it looks like what it looks like in the instructions, so I'm not sure. But as I say, I'm not too sure when the next subscription pack is going to be coming through, but as soon as it does, I'll put a message on social media, and then I'll be getting hopefully them builds out on uploaded as soon as possible. But hey, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please consider subscribing. Click the bell if you want to be notified anytime a video goes live. But hey, take care. Hope to see you again on this channel soon, and ta-ra for now.